Bienvenidos and welcome a Cositas Mommy Never Told Me, a podcast that dives deep into the Latin cultural norms that have long haunted the feminine genre. Montate and buckle up porque it's going to be a roller coaster ride. Nos fuimos!
So before we get into the episode today, G, what are we talking about? Not today. What are we catching up on?
We're catching up on Bad Bunny. Coming to Hartford, Connecticut, out of all markets.
Holy shit.
And people are going crazy. They are running around in the streets like... People are doing heroin.
Yeah. Everyone thinks I'm Ticketmaster. It's not happening. Sorry. I hate to tell you. If you ain't an OG Bad Bunny, you're not going to
I'm glad I'm an OG. I am glad I am part of that OG group.
No new friends.
No new friends.
Yeah, but I guess you had to enter some sort of lottery?
Lottery, you have to sign up.
So are you privy to what happened? So all I know is I got a text, and then I got another text, and then I got like 7 text messages, and then everyone's like, well, I signed up. Did you sign up for this city? I signed up for this city. Did you? And I was like, I have no idea what's happening. I guess it's a process.
We don't know about the process.
I don't know about
Thank
the process.
God I have a friend, and her name is Rocio. She's taking me out of that process.
Yeah, so I don't know, but there's a serious process.
Yeah, there's a lottery. You got to sign up, and then you get an email that says when they're going on sale, and depending on where you are in the lottery is when you go. So I was doing that for Drake. So I signed up for the ticket, before y'all. Originally, I signed up for the tickets, and you get an email saying when they're going on sale, and then depending on where you are in the line, then you get to purchase. But then you have to purchase immediately. As soon as the information comes out, they send you the map, and you don't do it, you ask them.
But the shitty part is that the truth is a lot of the good tickets are already taken. A lot of like VIP management, a lot of people have hold on tickets, and what is it, StubHub ticket? They hold tickets so that there's third-party vendors, so it's all bullshit. But I'm interested to see if he's doing this so that real fans can get tickets. Because this is a real new way of doing it.
I want to know how he got to Hartford.
So I believe that, one, they did the market research, but we believe that Suhaili, who's his publicist, tell them about Suhaili because we're trying to get her.
We're trying to get her on the show. She was from out here, moved down to Miami. She was a singer, didn't pan out. I don't want to tell you the whole story. Ended up working at Sony. They said, here's Bad Bunny, and she grew his freaking career to what it is now.
And she has Karol G. She has him.
So we believe that because she's from here, she's bringing Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
Because what other reason?
Because it's also little Puerto Rico.
I mean, it's become big Puerto Rico.
Big Puerto Rico.
Like, even to the red hair. Like, it's getting out of control. Please, people, do not dye your hair red anymore. Or burgundy.
Oh, shit.
I mean, do you agree?
Damn, there goes my plans. I was going to talk about burgundy tomorrow.
You know what color I'm talking about. You know what color I'm talking about when I say burgundy and red. Yeah. Do you like red or burgundy hair?
With the black. It's got to be mixed.
Oh.
Like the highlights red would be.
Oh. You know what red I'm talking about, though? That Parsley red?
That's that whole. Yeah, I'm doing
Pues me voy a pintar rojo. No, I'm doing it.
Exactly.
But,
highlight.
yeah.
Se hacen las bellacas por no son.
Yeah.
Into the conversation. But yes, no. My opinion, I just don't like that red, especially when people do their eyebrows. But then you can see the red color on the forehead. It's okay to laugh. You can laugh. Holding it in. No, but you should. If you're doing your hair red, you should at least get the color thing to get the color off your forehead and your ears and shit and the nape back here.
I found it most interesting that looking at the tour dates, Hartford is probably the most random city.
Yeah,
it's the most random city on there because everything else he's doing New York 3 nights before he gets here. He's doing Boston. He's starting in Salt Lake City, Utah. But I think we're the most random city.
And the city is up in arms. I mean,
no, when I
and not just Puerto Ricans, everybody.
Center is not that big.
It's not that big, but everybody's that big. Like I have one of my son's friends. He's African American, and he calls himself Brad Bunny. His name is Brad.
Shit.
He loves Bad Bunny.
That's cute.
So he calls himself Brad Bunny. So they already like, yo,
Our
we
Puto
going.
is a big Bad Bunny fan.
Yes.
I am. Yes.
Are you a new Bad Bunny fan?
No.
OG Bad Bunny fan. So how do you feel about the album?
It's awesome, phenomenal, actually.
You think
His past albums since his past phenomenal. I used to drive to work listening to his album. I sit back and forth.
But this album is very different. It's all trap. So what he did say about this tour is he said, if you are a real fan, then come out. If you're not, this is going to be a trap tour, trap only. If this is what he's feeling right now, he's like, don't expect anything else. So what's happening too is that a lot of the Caucasian people or people that don't speak Spanish and don't know what he's saying on this album, they can't relate because it's so heavily lyrical and not like dance. So FYI, his Most Wanted tour is heavily trap.
And I also think that he is doing this for the movement, right? There's a lot of trap artists in Puerto Rico that are getting lost in the sauce, and he's bringing them up, like a young Miko, which she's been out for a while. She's fire.
She's so dope.
We were talking.
I got a gist of her on YouTube, and I think it was what's that guy that does the podcast there? Not Chente, the other chubby guy.
I don't know.
Forgot.
That's okay.
Anyways, but yeah, she's fire. She's
we
good.
saw her.
She opened up a Carol G.
And she definitely had me questioning my sexuality.
Me too.
For sure.
I was like, wait a minute.
She's gay, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
She got a couple strap on.
Yeah. So she speaks about it on that track, Fina.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
she talks about it way before she got on Fina. She talks about it. She likes big butts and a smile.
And the funny thing is, she's so beautiful and tiny and petite.
Her body's
but
thick.
she's got this sexual energy about her. Like she knows her angles. She knows like what.
And she's lyrically sound.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like she could like be next to a Bad Bunny and be like
going.
and then have me and then have me in the audience like, you need a cougar, boo? You need a cougar? No, sir, boo. No, sir, husband.
Definitely had me questioning my sexuality. So Bad Bunny's coming to Hartford. That's exciting.
Yeah, it is for the region, I'm sure. Because people from Springfield coming. You already know people from Bridgeport
and
coming.
he's going to Boston. That's why I was like, it has to be a specific reason he came to Hartford. Sidebar: Hartford happens to be very well known in the industry, especially the hip hop industry, because I'll never forget when I met Fat Joe years ago. He said he was like, where are you from? Blah blah blah. I was like, I'm from Connecticut. I was like, I'm from Hartford. He goes, Harpy. I love that place. And I was like, oh shit.
Well, my cousin
he loves
from
the Harpy.
Hartford. My cousin used to hang out with him. My cousin, shout out Fikin. So he used to hang out. He used to go out to the Bronx, and whenever he came here, my cousin used to be the one that like hooked him up with whatever, like where we're gonna stay, where we're gonna eat, where all that stuff. So, and you know who else loves freaking Connecticut? Raekwon and Wu-Tang and all of them.
See?
Because when they came here one time, they was like, I don't know Connecticut like this. There was a huge ass fight, and they were like, we ain't up Connecticut. So you already know. And quickly, that bar that was on New Britain Avenue. Yo, do you remember that bar on New Britain Avenue where Bad Bunny came? What was it named?
Oh shit! I heard that years ago. So you know what? He came here before he blew up. He came here before he blew up, so he probably has like a connection to Hartford when he was first coming up or something like that.
Yeah. So
on New Britain Avenue.
New Britain Avenue, next to the floor to Custom Flora, whatever that flower store is, before you get to West Hartford, that little hole in the wall bar. I forgot what it was called.
The gas station.
Like, next to the so like 7-8 years ago, he came there to perform. Hole in the wall.
I heard that.
Yeah, when he was brand new, he came out and people they got pictures and stuff of him. So
honestly,
I was like,
when he first came out, I was like, "Who's Bad Bunny? Like, why is he using that name?" And then when I heard him lyrically, he was just off the charts. He was good. I started listening to him from then, and then he just dropped his albums, those consecutive albums. I'm a big fan.
I love that. I love that.
Even after he kissed the dude.
I don't bother. Sometimes
See, man.
That's publicity stunt sometimes. Maybe he did that for more ratings.
When did he kiss the guy?
On stage.
We saw him in Yankee
Oh,
Stadium.
shit. At Yankee Stadium.
When we were there.
Actually, we witnessed it. It was for the VMAs. For the VMAs.
Yeah, because when we got there, they were saying on the screen it said that when this song comes on, it's going to be recorded for the VMAs. And we were like, oh. So it was kind of cool. And what I really liked about being there was that we were looking at him, but then in the back was the train going by the subway. Wow. You could see it in the background. So I was like,
that was an experience.
So
Yankee Stadium was dope.
I'm pretty sure he secured his own sexuality. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Oh, absolutely.
This new Nadie Sabe.
Give something for people to talk about.
And that, what is it? Preview? Preview. Mm-hmm. The whole video is men.
Mm-hmm.
In very provocative situation. Anywho,
he knows how to move that needle.
Bad Bunny's coming to Hartford. Bitches, you better sign up for this lottery situation or whatever it is.
People online were like, y'all ain't gonna pay y'all light bill.
Everybody.
Your car note.
Pay all my money, Bad Bunny.
But then they're gonna do all that right, and then they're gonna get there and the outfit.
But listen to this. You know, mark my words, what's about to be hot is outside the concert.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be like Puerto Rican Day Parade. Oh, they're going to have to close all around the center.
People are going to have Puerto Rican flags.
My cousins are not paying, the older ones, they're not paying for the tickets, but they're already making plans to park outside to look at what's coming in.
Oh, shit.
But can you imagine? It's very much like in Puerto Rico when he was at the outdoor.
You know what? Honestly?
Oh, they park a lot pimping.
No, yeah, they just like...
my son lives in downtown.
That's it. We good to go.
We go to go.
Done. We there.
We crashing, son.
So, good luck sending good vibes to all of y'all requesting tickets. Amazing.
I'm about to get on.
Good luck.
I need my ticket.
Good luck. Our Puto needs his ticket. If anyone wants to have a good night,
he'll give it to you for some tickets.
He'll be your plus one. We're not offering services. We only need 20% of the extra.
What the fuck? Diablo, me están pipiando.
Alright, moving on to what today's episode is about. So, as you know, Cositas is about all the things we wish our moms would have had conversations with us about and so much more. Mm-hmm. And throughout the first season, we have had podcasts about the no sex talk, BDE, the other, open relationships, etc., etc. So we thought it would be great to have a man, hombre, matatán, be on to give some insight on the male perspective. It's not Freddie. Everyone thought it was. It's not.
People are like, is it Fred? No. And then people are saying, who's Fred? Jesus Christ.
Get it together. So today we're going to talk about a variety of subjects, and we're hoping that our guest who's off camera, who has chosen to stay off camera, we will not name. What did we decide?
We're not gonna name him.
Did we go with Ricky Ricardo?
No.
What did we go with?
I guess
Lucy at home.
Lucy. Dale con Ricky. Dale, está bien.
Ricky Ricardo. We're gonna explore a variety of topics.
But before we start with the topics, is there something that you wish your mom would have told you growing up? Just about anything. Or maybe you could think on that until we, whatever you want to do.
All right. But I'm pretty open with my mother. We could talk about anything. Even though she's a little more reserved now, she's in church. She's really involved in church. Mm-hmm. So it's not like how it used to be before. But it is.
So you guys were having conversations about sex?
I used to conversate sometimes. Nothing like very in depth, but yeah. And she used to give me,
Did you ever have the sex talk?
No, I haven't.
So you never had it with anyone? No. Not her, but anyone?
I've talked about it, but no, not like that. Everything was learned off of porn.
Oh. So that brings up a good point. Is the sex talk something that women really need? Because I've heard through various guys that they've learned about sex off porn. No, but that makes me think that that's why a lot of men have issues with intimacy, because porn is not intimacy.
No, I think boys get the sex talk too, because they have to be told to wear a condom. They have to be told to, I mean.
Yeah, I've had that one. Like, even though my father wasn't in my life like that, I mean, I know I know my father because of my mother, but we had talks, and I had a relationship with my father. But yeah, we had talks about it here and there.
But it wasn't
But
nothing like that
it
stood
wasn't
out.
like, yeah, it's just like, just make sure you strap up, whatever.
Yeah, but
I listen.
the porn was the leading teacher.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. So one of the reasons why we had picked Ricardo for the podcast was because we both agreed that he exuded all the qualifications that we thought.
It kind of happened.
Yes.
Yes,
It was like,
that was weird.
This person together.
We
And
were with another friend, and I don't know what, and then I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. And we both were like, we had been trying to figure out a guy who would come on and have honest conversation about a variety of topics, and we both said.
But they had to have all the qualities that we were looking for, right? So the person had to smell good, they to hold the conversation, had a good reputation about whatever. Yeah, I know what whatever is.
Until now.
And so, we were like, wait a minute. He has this, he has this, he has this. Okay. Which leads to this question, which Rocio has been asking him all afternoon because we were able to have lunch with him. He brought us lunch. He's amazing. So we kept saying, like, he brought us lunch. Oh, shit, flan. We got to hit up that flan. So he brought us flan. He brought different type of beverages. Rocio's like, you have all these qualities. You bring in all this food. You're bringing us a variety of drinks and food. Why don't you have a girlfriend?
Yes, because there's a difference, right? He called, and you guys are going to know exactly what I'm saying. He called to see if we wanted anything. Granted, at the time I said no. Diana put her order in. But then when he came, he not only got what we requested, but additional things. Not one beverage for him, but a variety of beverages. He also got dessert. These are things that, in my experience, not all men do naturally. It's like a thoughtfulness that can't be taught. It's like inbred.
It's a process. It can be taught if he's willing to learn it.
So that seemed to trigger something for you. What do you mean it's the process?
It's a process. I mean, I've been incarcerated, so that damaged a lot of the way I think. So I got to get that back. And my last relationship showed me that, you got to be mindful and think about little things,
But it showed you got to be mindful because you cared for her and you wanted to be better.
Yes. I learned that from her. I had to relearn that. I had to relearn that, actually. I was mindful back then or whatever, but, when you do time, that fucks with your head, messes with you as a person. Mentally, it messes with you.
So you figured, so before the relationship, you had some mindfulness, but you were out here, you were slinging your whatever
I had some
weapon,
mindfulness
joy rocket.
Because I was taught that by my mother, being mindful. And I was brought up by my mother and my aunt, so I was able to see how they, they were treated or how they wanted to be treated.
Well, even the love that you have for your siblings is amazing, by the way, because when I speak to other men and and they have sisters or brothers or whatever, they're not some men, I won't say all. They're not like, oh, well, I have to make sure that my brother or sister is doing, what I'm saying? For you to be saying that and consistently, like in the past when we've seen you and you've said that, it's like, oh, man, sweet.
Family, I learned that from my grandma. Family is first and foremost,
You said something that was very interesting. You said that you had to learned behaviors. Like, take out the part where you did time and now that you're out, you said, I have to relearn that. We had a conversation off camera, and I think I want you to dive into that a little bit because that says a lot more about your personality than it does about anything else. But what do you think makes a man want to learn new behaviors versus not? So considering you started to learn these new behaviors for the relationship or the girlfriend that you had at the time, you're no longer together. What is it that now puts you in a place where you want to continue to tap into those behaviors that you were in progress of learning?
I think it's the right thing to do. Be mindful. a woman deserves little things. Some little things in life that I believe I learned that while being incarcerated.
You think that if you weren't incarcerated, would you have learned that?
I had that installed. Incarceration kind of 5 years away from the world.
Mm-hmm.
So I had nobody but myself. So I had to be emotionally closed. I just had to be wholehearted. And I had to undo that wholeheartedly. I learned that so like late in my relationship. When we broke up, I got in the rut. And shit. I was fucked up emotionally. Well,
you mean fucked up emotionally? You were heartbroken from the breakup.
Well, from the breakup, yeah, but like too, like I had to relearn. I had to relearn how to treat a woman.
Because you knew how to get a woman into bed, but you're talking about treat a woman in terms of making sure you keep one.
Yes, absolutely. And I learned that it sucks that it happened.
It had to go right.
She had to go through that, and then me learning, I had to put her through that situation. But I had to start somewhere. I just came out, but
did she stay with you while you were locked up?
No.
Oh, okay.
So you, in essence, she was your trainer for the next person that gets.
Yeah, that gets you. Put it like that.
Well, not your trainer, but
they say that a lot. There's always.
You learn from it. Like I learned. I learned. And the fucked up part about it was when I was in my rut, and then like her father. Like I learned a lot from my father. I didn't have a father figure.
Oh, so you
I had my father, but I didn't have that father figure to show me what my father was what he was.
So that's what you know.
I got kids, you know what I'm saying? My uncle went like 4 marriages. My grandfather, he bumps on my grandfather. So I didn't really have that male role model. I have my godfather, he passed away early. He was married with my godmother. They didn't have kids. So, and then like me, I don't have kids. You know what I'm saying? I got shit on that. I learned that from my godfather.
But that's a compliment that you have a whole bunch. I'm not going to say it.
Not a whole. I got like a handful.
No, but that's a compliment for people to tap you to say that you're the good type of person to be a godfather, because I don't know how people see a godfather or godparents now.
Yeah, some people think it's like the hood, like he's godfather. No, it's more the person dies or whatever. That's stuff. See that role model for that.
Yeah, that's a very old school.
Mm-hmm.
It's old school.
I think that's what godparents were meant to be. Like
that's where I was going
in the church, and then that's
what
the role is.
Even if the parents are alive and the child's going through struggle, or the family's going through struggle, and that child needs some help, right? So college and all that stuff. So.
Let's get into it.
So we got some questions. And one of the questions that we got in the past was about men being intimidated when the woman makes more money. And I know just by your vibe and us picking you to be our man on the podcast, we know that you're not feeling this way. And correct me if I'm wrong. But you have friends, and you probably have conversations with your friends that have issues with their woman making more money. Why do you think that is?
Ego.
Wait, so answer the question first. Is that something you would have a problem with?
Not at all. I mean, to me, I've never been in that situation. I don't know how that would be, if it will happen. If it happens, it is what it is. I don't know. She can make more money than me. I don't have a problem.
But why?
I've never had that
situation.
So
to
me, it will never happen. You know what I'm saying?
You making bank like that
for real? So contact Ricardo, quick here.
But don't sell yourself short either. You're saying that will never happen. I mean, you have to.
Yes. It happens more to females than men.
You'd be surprised.
You're in the wrong circles, my friend.
Yeah. You'd be surprised because I have a lot of
high net worth.
Even me back in the day, like there is I have I have a lot of high net worth friends, whether they're famous or not. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They're women, and when I tell you we'll go to dinner and it's 8, 9 of them, they're running production companies, they're senior people here, senior people there, blah, blah, blah. And there's something to be said about a man who can genuinely support a woman who is financially in higher bracket as well as in a higher place in her career. Genuinely and authentically support and be present. Because one, a lot of these women, they're beautiful, they're educated, they can't find a man. Or two, they can't seem to keep a man. Because what happens is, in variety of experiences, a man cheats with like a bimbo, or like a man feels like you're talking down to him, or like even if you are super submissive, it's this feeling that, from my experience or what I've experienced through my girlfriends, that men feel like the money or career where you are kind of establishes the hierarchy in the relationship.
Mm-hmm. And they feel a little bit emasculated.
100%.
Because of the perception of society of men having to be the breadwinner, having to be the one that takes care of everything. Or feeling not needed. Which in turn, I'm like, bruh, if I could get the bread for us. See? That's what I'm talking about.
It's the opportunity that presents itself.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's got to be a mutual respect to them.
But everybody's not like that.
I mean, they want to live, but to me, I don't have money issue. We needed to get by. When I buy, I ain't coming with it.
That's the truth. But you just said something. You said just because you make more money doesn't make you better than me. What is your perception on gender roles in the home or in a relationship?
You cook. I can wash the dishes. Let me wash the dishes too. I don't like dishwashers.
Same. Hey, we have a dishwasher. I have a dishwasher in my house that just nothing happens. I told my husband we need to take this dishwasher out and put something like a shelf or something.
Use it for to dry the dishes.
No, we don't even use it. Yeah, I think I need to get a shelf in there and get that shit out. We don't use it. But I know earlier in the conversation you were saying something about that you had stepped out on your relationship. So I'm gonna go left field now. Why did you think? And if you have have you had more than one step out in a relationship? If you want to be very transparent, have you cheated more than once?
I cheated.
You've cheated? Okay, you're not going to say how many times, okay? I'm not going to tell you how many times I cheated. So why? Why did you feel the need to cheat? Was it for the convenience of the...
Yeah, because the same token, you're literally saying you're in a relationship with a woman that you want to change and be better for. But you still step out.
That's where I stepped out. That's where
the kind of
incarceration got like messed my head. You know what I'm saying?
You just horny?
Huh?
You just horny?
Yeah.
For the English speaking people.
So you're saying you can cheat before you got incarcerated?
Yeah.
So before you got incarcerated, when you cheated, why do you think?
Excitement, the adrenaline. The things, sometimes I'm not speaking for every man. Maybe what they got at home is not good enough, and they go searching for something else. To me, everybody's got a freaking. You just got to take it out.
So then, what happens though? So why wouldn't you then look for a partner that matched your freak so that you don't have to step out?
It's sexuality.
So are you confirming that you've never been able to find someone that is neck and neck to your sexual appetite?
I'm not going to say I know. I've found that. I've had it. This relationship didn't work out.
So the sex chemistry was great.
Yeah.
The relationship and
was
Isn't it?
hardest.
was lacking. See, this is what's
Yeah, there's always that conundrum. That
Isn't that crazy?
There's always that.
Same experience, you learn the process. So you go learn. Like I know way better what to do. Like I said before, my father-in-law, I saw the way he treated his wife, his daughters, granddaughters. He was an example. He was like a role. I love him. He passed away. Well, he was my role model in my face, and I didn't realize it until after.
Yeah.
Until I was in my rut.
Yeah.
And it sucks. You gotta go through a rut before you start learning what.
Yeah, you don't know what you have till it's gone.
Well, that's what I meant earlier when you said that's all you saw. That's all you saw. That's all that you saw a man do was have multiple women.
Yeah.
So I don't think that you were able to appreciate having a relationship. Because if you would have saw it, I think you would.
I've had a long relationship.
No, but I'm just saying that if you would have saw it from the rip,
yeah, I would have been. Yeah,
you would have been more successful. Less successful to go and try to do something.
Have you had long relationships where you have been monogamous?
No.
What was your longest relationship?
This was my last one.
So I guess on Cositas, the podcast, we're always trying to unfold the why. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the questions we got from women that I'm going through right now is that what is it about men that they feel like they have to cheat?
And he said, convenience,
excitement
of the pussy, excitement,
adrenaline, freak level.
They like to have sex a lot, and the person that's at home is not providing the sex. Right?
Or the quality. Not
giving them the sex that they want.
They want
the amount, right?
Well, you understand a lot
but
of people
when you
that are married too.
Oh yeah.
You gotta some guys. I've known guys that don't like doing
certain things
that they like to do with the side chick.
Unpack that.
So what are the things? What are the things? That's what she means. What are the things that men are doing with side chicks that they don't want to do?
Some women like some wives probably don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Like what?
It's like let's say giving head. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Some sloppy. Some get sloppy with it. Get nasty with it. You know what I'm saying?
Am I too new school, or is oral sex like really taboo?
It is.
Fuck.
It is. And what are other things that you found they do with other women that they don't want to bring home? Like, go ahead, be transparent.
No, I'm just
trying to. Anal.
Some guys like anal. Some girls don't. You know what I'm saying?
Or is it more about the visual that a man has of his wife, children's mother, versus the visual of what he can have?
It could be a possibility. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't care.
Not anybody can suck not it.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah. But that's a good point. So we have a question. Do you place women in buckets, meaning wifey versus trapa?
You can do it. That's usually guys. I'm assuming. I'm gonna say it's within guys' conversation. She does whatever. She white. You can put them in category.
So when you see somebody, your initial, like when you're seeing a girl, right? Do you have to have an interaction in order for you to know where you're placing her, or is it the way she carries herself? Is it the pheromones that she's giving off? What is it?
Sometimes you can tell with stuff like that. Pheromones, the way she acts, the way she carries herself, you can tell. Sometimes they get kuleka. But
kuleka is what in English? Because we got some English speaking.
Is this where the Fina Bad Bunny song comes in?
Yeah, I think so. Because you were saying something about La Mafina, like the girls that want to act the bougiest. are the biggest freaks. That's what he was saying.
They goofy and all, but
Ain't nothing wrong with being a freak. Do you find that a woman that you've been with that was a phenom or whatever, or you really was like into her thing and then she surprised you? Have you ever had someone that you thought was not gonna match to your sexual, I won't say expertise or whatever, but that she blew you out the water?
We have to get into that. I don't put it no feet.
No, but have you ever had that where somebody like not put it on you, but you're like, oh shit.
That was like
oh shit.
hanging in there.
Please elaborate. What do you mean by hanging in there?
Like she wanted it. She wanted to get
Pound town. Pound town.
I can control emotions. Some chicks like, I love you and this, that.
Oh! What was the quickest you've ever been told I love you?
Within a couple times having sex.
Which, a month?
Huh?
A month? 2 weeks?
Probably like a month.
Wait, but were you guys just having sex or were you dating?
Were you guys on the blind date? Were you guys on a Netflix show?
Right? Exactly.
Were you on the ultimatum? No. Really? And when they say I love you, that's totally
I don't know if they're in the moment.
The disconnect happens with you, right? That's it, it's a wrap.
Yeah. Like, well, I mean, I don't go out.
You go hard in paint?
Has it ever happened to you, though, where you have had an intimate encounter where you're like, fuck, I think I love her?
Yeah, I had that. I had that with my ex.
Oh.
And that's how it developed into...
8 years, yeah.
And those are the best loves.
And it was good. It was good.
Those are the best loves.
Fantasy.
What the hell? You just flew my eye. Is it still there? What the hell? It's trying to be part of my retina. You can't be part of my retina.
Another question. What are your thoughts on the strip club? So are you a guy who frequents strip clubs?
No. I work hard for them.
So he's like, I don't know, I feel about just giving it away.
I don't just get bags, you know what I'm saying?
So are you a visual person?
I like visual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it has to be what?
I like the strip clubs are good. I don't got nothing against them. Don't freak. Yeah, it's something for everybody. But you know what I'm saying? I don't understand a lot of men or some like mental issues or whatever. But I'd rather go to the strip club for something versus go out and take something.
Wait,
What do you mean?
I take as some men rape women.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
They just go.
So you go to the strip club and pay for sex?
The champagne room.
Sometimes.
You didn't know that?
No.
Well, not publicly. They're not saying that you can get
Well,
sex.
I know.
But usually it does happen. There's a saying that's like, there's you can put a price on any everything has a price. But yeah, that's even
nowadays everything is about getting.
You could pay
and ocean.
Have you ever gotten into a situation where you just knew, like, okay, wait, let me read. What was the longest affair? And by affair, I don't mean that the other person was married or anything, but yeah, we're both in a relationship, but not really in
Just
boyfriend,
fucking.
girlfriend, just fucking. What was the longest situation? Yeah, multiple.
Sex is fun.
Multiple at the same time.
Yeah.
You were protection.
You know what?
You were protection.
Yeah. Protection, physical everything.
Okay, so leads to the next question. So if you're having a long sexual relationship with someone, and you guys have been fucking for a long ass time, right? When do you stop using protection? There's a point where the protection stops.
Yeah. Up to her.
You're such a gentleman.
I will force it.
But not really. How many have you juggled at a time, sexually? Please be honest. This is like, I really want to know this. At a time.
Wait. Clarification. When we're saying at a
that's
time,
your roster.
At the same time.
No, but happening.
Yeah.
Today I'm going today. Tomorrow I'm doing this one. Yeah. Okay.
how many have you had at one time?
Have you had like a threesome?
No, none.
You never had a threesome?
You know, I think it's because.
Oh my God! You've literally caught me off.
Yeah, never.
Surprise.
Why?
You know what I'm saying? But not.
Nobody want to share it?
I was gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? Like they say it.
They hogging
They call it a good game, but they be like, nah, it won't pop up. I've had suggestions. They don't want shit.
Wow.
I am shocked.
I'm dying for a threesome.
I was gonna say, is that something that you would want to do?
Yeah, why not?
Would you pay for that?
I would like to get it without paying for it. If I can save the dollar, I'll save the dollar.
You gotta save the dollar.
Really?
Damn, I had a question.
Clearly, our guest is very concerned.
I had a question in the clip. He said, "Wait, yeah." Have you ever had a situation where the person said they were single, but they were also having a situationship, and then the guy came and approached you? No.
You've never been in a love triangle?
That you knew of?
That I know. Yeah.
Well, no, yeah.
Because women are slick.
Oh, they slicker than men. I know that.
I'm glad you know that.
We said that.
We said that on the last episode.
You guys can keep your secret. You guys can take a secret to the grave without telling anybody.
Oh,
without telling your mother.
Yeah, but men, they're the worst. The men are the worst.
We'll take our secrets and our closest girlfriend's secrets.
When I'm looking down, I'm looking. My husband's asking me what kind of chicken I cook today. Sorry.
Lovely. So now to get into more emo questions. What do you think it is that, not you, for instance, because I don't get that energy from you, but why do you think it is that it's so difficult for men to tell women, which we talked about yesterday when we recorded, that they are just interested in sex? Like, why is it so difficult for, if you're a woman and you're like, because I had this happen to me years ago, where I was like, if you want to see other people, like, let's just see other people, I'll see other people. Come to find out he was cheating on me and he insisted that he didn't want to see other people. But why do you feel like it's so difficult for men to just be honest with where they are and what they want at the time?
That spot on the Rolodex. It's good sex. They like the body.
But not enough to just stay with that one person.
When he said earlier, he said, well, you know, the loving at home is not that good. So we have to go grab something else. You said that earlier.
Yep.
So do you keep that just as a placeholder? That's crazy. Because if it's not good, why are you holding on to it?
What, the wife you said?
Yeah, like the relationship.
Oh, no, I was more talking about
No.
Yeah,
but that
you're transitioning, yeah.
That triggered me too.
Every man,
But I'm talking to you for like your experience. So if, well, not married, but I'm just saying, like, if you had something that wasn't good, and you automatically drop the other one because you found something better, or you're like, well, no, I gotta go back to wifey. There's more than the sex, right?
And to restart, to get to know somebody else, their likes and dislikes. Because I got this thing like with my grandmother. About like 5 years, but before I wife you up, I think I'm not 5 years. I need to know your likes, your dislikes.
For 5 years?
What do you mean you got this thing from your grandmother?
Well, she told me, you get to know somebody before you even rush into it.
Why is it 5 years?
That's just a number I put in my head.
Oh,
you got time to think. It could be less. You feel me? I'm not going to say.
Wait, it's not only 5 years. In 5 years, you think you know someone, and then you find out some shit, and you didn't really.
Well, my husband.
Like, it happens at home.
It took my husband 2 years. 2 years, my husband, to ask me to be his girlfriend. 2 years. And it's because I put an ultimatum on his ass. I was like, well, if this is not going to be anything, let's break up.
So y'all was just messing?
Yeah, we was just, well, that's what it started off like. And then I was like, if it's not.
But were you dating other people too?
No, we decided to be exclusive, and I had a key to his house.
But it wasn't boyfriend.
But it wasn't a title. So I was like, we're either going to make it a title, or we got to let it go. Because then it's like, what we doing? Like, I don't want to step out, or you step out, and then the excuse is,
messy.
but we're
not together.
Right. So let's make it something, or move away from it. Right. So he was like, well, I might as well make you my girl.
Well, you're like, well, that's romantic. Thank you.
That's the way he asked.
Thank you. I feel so honored.
I feel honored. No, I tell the story all the time. But have you ever received an ultimatum from a woman? And you was like pondering, like, oh my God, this is amazing sex. Am I gonna miss this?
I remember I just had shit just flow. I had that.
It just flows for you because what it's sounding like.
I'm a laid back dude.
What it's sounding like is that the person gets to you, they're blown away, and they just take whatever you give them. That's what it's sounding like. Because if it's just flowing for you and you had no other experiences, that's what it's sounding like. You've been managing and spearheading a whole bunch of shit. You haven't met that one person that their own challenge. Está calladito. Está calladito.
No. Because my next question leads to: are you open to being in a monogamous relationship ever?
He takes a drink of water.
Sip.
Couple gulps. I'll drink water with you. Cheers. That was a long ass.
Even where we put the sound effect.
The crickets. Water. Pause.
Do you ever envision yourself in a monogamous long-term relationship?
Kids, marriage.
In fact, I wouldn't put it. You know what I'm saying? I won't say no.
You want it to happen organically.
So, but when do you think? What is it that you think you will know? Like, I know.
There's so many relationships for long-term relationships. 2.5 years. It is like, so I give myself. I gotta do for myself. I gotta work on myself.
Got it.
I gotta work on myself before I can even offer.
But that's huge.
For you to know that,
that statement is huge.
I definitely gotta work, and I've been learning that the past 3-4 years. You know what I'm saying? I definitely gotta work myself. Especially, I didn't give myself the time to recuperate after incarceration. So, like, I gotta work on myself.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I got into this relationship, and I might see that adventure. You know what I'm saying? She wanted it. She was being persistent with it. I said, let's try.
When you knew you weren't like,
I wasn't ready. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a pocket business. I don't own my own pocket. I didn't have nothing to offer. And for others too, like, another thing I learned too is that you gotta have your own shit. You know what I'm saying? Before you don't go give yourself up and go move in with her. You ain't got a pocket business. She kick you out. You ain't got nowhere to go. You should have your own shit. You should have establish your own. You should establish yourself first. You should work on self and establish yourself so you're able to move around.
So when you're saying you're working on yourself, are you open to therapy? Have you been to therapy?
I've never been to therapy. I've tried.
That's awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, and this is why he exudes BDE. I mean, he knows that he needs to work on himself before he can offer himself. Although he is offering other parts of himself to
multiple
people.
times.
You gotta have fun. You know what I'm saying? You gotta
You
enjoy
said-
it. You gotta enjoy life.
For me, time.
You gotta enjoy life in the process.
Going to start
I will be
myself
sharing
of life's simple pleasure.
myself.
And enjoy life in the process.
That doesn't mean
Ladies and gentlemen, here's my magic stick.
exactly for the world to enjoy.
Until I meet the one. So don't ask us who he is. Y'all just gonna have to put the puzzle together. A couple of you probably know who it is already.
Do you think when do you think you will know that you are in a place as yourself or as a man to be open to something long term? Like, do you think it exists? Someone that can meet your sexual appetite, someone that can meet your tidiness, someone that can meet your... It is out there, but is that something you aspire to have?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I could be in a relationship. I have no problem. I could be in a relationship.
A monogamous relationship. Anyone can be in a relationship.
I could put. If we click and we have the same likes, you know what I'm saying? I think I believe I'm game.
He's gulping a lot of water. ladies.
Yeah, literally.
Oh.
You can see that.
So we heard some stories about him, and we're not gonna share them.
Shit.
We're not gonna share them. Relax.
So a little background as to why this specific person is
No,
here.
we can't say the story.
We won't say the story at all. But it's not only the energy that we know.
Right.
It's the multiple situations or stories that we've heard from actual male friends
Right.
that confirmed what we were feeling.
Right.
So we thought this would be a great first male interview.
Not
And
only
then
that,
also someone that agreed to be
not only that, he has great conversational skills. He's smart. He's tapped into his feminine side, although he's sharing a lot of his male side. Although I don't like good football team. But anyways, other than that, but what other questions did we miss? There were some other questions that we're talking.
I think I know the answer to this, but I'm not. Oh, there's a few other questions. How important do you think that sex is the most important thing in a relationship?
No, but it's something that should be taken into consideration. It's a big part of the relationship. It's not the most important.
What are your top 3 non-negotiables?
When you're in a
Top 3 things
relationship
in a relationship
that you need,
feel
that you want,
must
if they don't do it, and it's including giving head and all the shit. 3 top things that are non-negotiable.
Should be open-minded sexually. Someone the original fat moves. I like to do. Good vibe. I like good vibe.
So energy.
Energy.
Someone asked the question of what do you think it is about, and maybe you can't relate because you are in a little bit of an older demographic, but a lot of our followers feel that right now men are going through a soft season and women are really feeling overall that they have to step up and be masculine and do everything. Yes. I'm not sure if it pertains to you or not, but one of the questions came up, and it's like, why is it that men nowadays are so comfortable in their being not masculine? Meaning, like back in the day, the man provided financially. You know, the man was like the head of the household and blah, blah, blah. And what you see a lot now is roles transition, or roles kind of like are divided, or roles are so non-traditional. But in that change, women have not been allowed to be in their feminine. Because you have to be a mom, you have to cook, you have to work, you have to lead the finances, you have to do this and that. But the question is, why are men nowadays so comfortable in that space? So you don't subscribe to that?
I don't know. I mean, you women fought for that. You know what I'm saying? You guys fought for that, so a lot of guys probably feel like they can't meet up with that, or they just like I said before about a woman making more money than a man, not secure in himself.
So by fighting for that, you mean like equal rights, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like the process of
That's-
demasculization.
And being able to take a step back and let the woman do.
Some men probably feel that they can't offer that. So she's like,
We know.
She's doing it.
He's like, she's doing it on her own.
Yeah.
Right. She could juggle 17 things and balance a plate on her.
That doesn't mean, but that's the thing.
y'all
That doesn't mean she wants to.
Yeah. Sometimes
A lot of times we have to. So there's a difference. You get what I'm saying? And I think that what a lot of women are experiencing, especially women who are divorced or newly single or dating, are running into from what we've seen in our questions when we posted on questions to ask this guest is like why the fuck can't I just be a woman and in my feminine space I also have to do the role of the man.
sometimes pull up and just say it. Someone will want you to read their book.
Oh.
So you just gotta say what you want. And be obliged.
That's a different conversation.
So you know what? Talk about that because something happened earlier where Diana was. We were on a pause, and Diana calls her son about a package, and the commentary that came from our guest at the time was like,
"Smart ass,"
because he's probably like, "Why do you need information about this package? You're not even here. A package you're going to see when you get home." And I said, you know what? It's so funny because men are very simple in their mindset. Like they're very, in my experience, one-dimensional. Like men cannot really do more than one thing at one time. It's like, right. They're very like, and then the expectation from us is because we can do all these things. It's like, why can't you just do it? I say all that to say, would you rather a woman be like, hey, I like when you bring me flowers on Tuesday, or hey, let's go on a date on Wednesday, or hey, whatever.
Sometimes it's hard, but that's kind of telling you what to do. You should be able to pick it up. I learned, like I said, I learned that while I was in my rut. I learned.
Say it again for the motherfuckers in the back. So if she's telling you to do A, B, and C, take fucking notes.
Do A, B, E, F, G.
Sometimes it's alright. She reminded me. You know what I'm saying? It's good to get reminded. I'll forget, but at the same time, it's something you should do.
So then, is it safe to say that if a man doesn't do it, he's not that into you, or he's not?
What were you gonna say? A lot of us women, what?
Like, can be simple. Like little.
100%.
I love little things. Yeah.
Like earlier you mentioned something you get flowers. Like, I learned that. You go to the fucking gas station.
Yo, this is what I'm explaining. Exactly.
But my thing is too, like, the way I'm thinking is like, I'm gonna get these flowers. Like, cheap ass flowers.
No.
Shit, but you gotta think past.
Yes, but that's also, but that's also, you know, the relationship
I don't want
you're
gas
in.
station flowers. I want Trader Joe's flowers.
Right. But you also know the relationship you're in. So, for instance, my husband.
Oh my God. Amazing florals.
Right. So here's the thing.
Oh my God.
This is like $150,000 flowers every week, Gucci bag, da 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 da.
That gets boring.
But not only that gets boring, that's not my love language.
Right.
So it's his love language of gifts, and my love language is acts of service. So for me, it's like what I see when you give me a Gucci bag, and it just happens to be super gaudy, is that you don't know my taste. You get what I'm saying? I'm not unappreciative of the gift, but I'm more like, do you even know me? You know? And then
I'll take the Gucci bag.
Right. And then $150 florals, I'm more like a bitch is. I like to make my own flower arrangement.
Right. So buy me the wildflowers.
You go to Trader Joe's or Whole Foods and
bunch.
you buy a bunch of flowers, and then I have joy making my own flowers. So you know that about me. You get what I'm saying? But it's like
a fight. It's like an internal fight within themselves. Like, I'm gonna make her like what I like for her.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
And it's when you don't understand or respect each other's love language where you run into but I don't want to get you flowers from Trader Joe's because I want to get you flowers. But then the thing is, then you never get me the flowers from you. So now I have no flowers.
Yeah.
And then I go to Trader Joe's and have to buy my own flowers every week. Exactly.
If you're gonna get gas station flowers, it should be one rose. It shouldn't be a pack of flowers that been sitting in fucking nasty ass label water, and then the paper is fucking all crumbled up. It shouldn't be that.
Especially when places like Trader Joe's and Whole Foods exist where you can get 12 roses for $7. Like, that's the thing I don't understand.
Or fucking Target. Target has beautiful flower arrangements for about $10. What's
$15, 24 roses.
Yeah. So hello. It's okay. But the thing is, when they go to an affair, though, they have the energy to go do the room, to go do the A and the B and the C, come el culo, and do all this extra shit, right? You do all this extra shit.
Motherfucker. So that was what led to my question of, do you feel like because men are so singular in their mindset that they're open to getting, I don't want to say instruction, but like, yeah, kind of like direction. But then as a woman, it's like, yeah, but how long is the bitch supposed to give direction though? That's the part that gets exhausting.
Years.
It shouldn't be that long. It takes years.
It takes years.
It takes years.
Yeah. You know, it's like every Monday I like to start my week. You see that I get my flowers every Monday. It's like, damn, on a Monday be like, hey,
I used to do that. I used to do that for myself. But now I do it like if I'm having an event or I'm doing something, then I'll do the flowers. I find joy in the baking. And just like you, my love language for my husband is a lot of catering to him and stuff. So he knows when I'm pissed off, I do nothing. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, I ain't doing shit. What's wrong with you? Figure it out. I'm no longer providing the blueprint because my name ain't JC. That what happened?
Pick up your feet and start rubbing them.
Shit, this is what I'm saying.
He's good at that, though. He's good at that. I'll give him that. He's always asking me if I want a massage. He's probably like, why are you saying all this shit on the fucking podcast? But I'm giving you kudos, so he's good at, you want a massage, you want this, you want that. He's good at that. I'll give him that. But yeah, sometimes he makes me mad. So the way that I show love is by, cooking his favorite meal, whether it's salmon with steak. Like I'll do a surf and turf with some shrimp and some rice, and then he comes home and he's like, oh my god. I did something right. What did I do?
Do you do that? Like when you're upset with stuff, do you still?
If he tells me to, that he wants a meal, his favorite meal, or if he says, baby, I'm gonna buy this, can you cook it? I cook it.
Whether
if I'm mad or not, right? But very seldom at my age am I mad now. Like because after being with someone for so many years, it's like, why am I gonna get mad with him to then turn around in 2 days and be okay and forget about what we were arguing about? So unless it's like some crazy ass world ending type situation, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let you live in this space, figure it out, let me know what you know what I'm saying? And I wish I would have learned that, I want to say about 15, 20 years ago. See, because when I was younger, I was savage. Like it was closed off, ice, queen, no feelings. Like as I was telling you off camera, you know what I'm saying? But I think I guarded myself in regards to getting my shit broken. Right, to get my heart broken. Because my cousins made sure I dated no one.
That was one of the things I had to do when I came out. I just closed it. I didn't want to show no emotion. Mm-hmm. It was hard. I don't know why it was hard. I wasn't expressing I love it. I should have said that. I didn't say that.
But was it said to you?
It was said to me a few times. It wasn't. She didn't say as much because I wasn't giving that to her.
And women need that.
And women need to hear that. You know what I'm saying? But me, with closed mind, being incarcerated, that fucked me up. Before I was, my other relationships, I was very Love
I know, because I always remember you to be like a teddy bear.
But like, even if I'm mad or she's mad at me, whatever, no matter what, I'm giving you a kiss when I leave the house. I'm giving you a kiss when I go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to stop giving you a kiss, showing you that and that way. I was more sure than talking, like I love you, whatever. Mm-hmm. Show it. Mm-hmm. But sometimes I was just shut up.
Do you think sex is how you show love?
I was just about get out of my head. I was just about to say that.
That's part
but I was going to ask you and then see what he said.
That's part of the
because
process.
I know that men tend to show love in bed.
Yeah, it's part of the process. I believe.
Like everything changes, like the moon and the stars, and then fucking unicorns start flying around in the room. Like it was just goofy. Like why is there sprinkle dust everywhere? Anyways, my bad. You have any questions for us? But you may want to know about females. They're calling us females all goddamn day. Yeah, females. Yeah, females. Straight from the streets. Yeah, females. You know.
There's so much you could dive into. It's. I think it's so great having conversations with men. I hope we can get different types of men on the podcast.
I want to get like a panel.
The initial conversation was because of this particular guest
had a story. He doesn't want us to share the story.
He has a very intense sex drive. So, but it's also interesting that he has a very soft, thoughtful side.
And that's how he bags them. I'm sure.
That's how he bags them.
I think so.
But I want to know.
That's how you bag them, huh?
So.
I want to know.
That's all I think. The approach is real soft.
I respect boundaries.
So sweet.
Just like you're saying, like I think
you have, your family's a lot of aunts, a lot of like.
So like you feel me? I like I'm saying I want them to be treated. I female to be treated how I would treat my mother, my family. You know, not my siblings, but you know the love that I give to the females in my family. You know what I'm saying?
So then, why do you cheat?
It's different. It's a different. He's thinking with a different situation.
Do you think that? No, real talk. Do you think you have a sexual addiction?
Possibly.
Yeah. Like, do you think even if you met the woman that can meet your sex drive and that cooked for you and that was great and that was smart and that was intellectual, that you still would have a space to be curious sexually with someone else?
Distract my mind like that, probably alright.
But that's a lot of work. To be everything that I just listed and then have to distract your mind to keep you faithful, is that fair?
No.
But a person that has that and instills that challenge that's not a lot of work. Because it's passion driven. Trust me, I know.
This has been a very interesting conversation.
Very, very eye-opening.
Lots of loops.
Loops?
And roller coaster rides.
Oh, loops.
Loops and turns.
I thought you said loops.
Loops. Lots of loops.
Sorry, I thought you said loops. I was like loops.
Now, I mean, we try to ask every question that you guys... What do you say?
That shouldn't be.
You shouldn't. We tried to do this today, actually. I feel so blessed.
Bueno.
I am like the river Nile.
And if you didn't hear your question answered, was because you didn't ask it.
Basically,
we told y'all we're going to have a male person on the show. Ask what you want. And you guys get so shy. But then you come up to us and say, you should ask this. Nope.
Just tell us you want to ask the man who cheated on you why he did it.
And he told us a few things.
He told us a few things.
Yeah, he told us a few things. Those are his things, though.
I think what we've learned from today is follow your intuition. Open yourself up. Go into a relationship or a situation knowing.
Tell us if we're wrong.
knowing that your intuition is right. Meaning, if you met a guy like our guest today,
you got to be exceptional.
Right. Or you probably have to go into it knowing that this is going to be really great sex, and that's what it is.
And challenging.
And that's what it is.
And challenging.
That's what it is.
Prep your mind.
Prep your
mind and your body, because it's about to fuck you up. And
prep your mind.
I came away with, if you're with a person that maybe you're having thoughts that this person is having an affair, or maybe that you're feeling less than, I came away with, let me know if I'm going the wrong way. You have to meet whoever you're with where they're at. So if you've provided information for this person and you've been with them for a long time, they really pick up on some things, but not everything. I don't think it's on purpose. Like he just said, sometimes they need a guide. Some guys don't ever learn. Mm-hmm. Some just don't. It's not in their DNA. It's not in their fabric. Just meet them where they're at, and then you have to make the conscious decision whether or not that's where you want to be.
Yeah,
you gotta know whether or not that's where you want to be. And if you're expecting all these things, A, B, and C, you don't think they're big, humongous things, and you're still there, then you can't turn around and be mad because he's not doing A, B, and C. Mm-hmm. Now you have to make the conscious decision on whether or not you want to continue to be in that space.
Yeah. I've always said either you surrender to your circumstances or you walk away. Because to do anything less is to torture yourself.
You gotta take it to
that someone is going to change.
The way some men were raised, too.
Yes. But, I mean, we can unpack that, and yes, but I do believe that at some age and at some point in life, we cannot use our upbringing and our generational change and how we were raised as an excuse, especially in a society today where we have exposure online, social media. Like, you could go on social media and scroll and read 17 quotes about how amazing a man should be. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's so much space now to expand your mindset that I feel like back in the day, yes. But now in our 40s, like, at some point, you have to make peace with your generational traumas, and once again, you're either going to make peace with your circumstances and move forward, or you're going to use them as excuses to be a remedial person. Like, how long?
Because it was something that somebody said that's close to all of us. I keep picking the same person in a different body. She said, I keep picking the same person in a different body. And I said, well, please elaborate. And she said, well,
that's toxic.
I love a hood dude. And I said, well, there's nothing wrong with a hood dude. Yeah. Right? There's nothing wrong with a hood dude. But you also have to learn from the past hood dudes and what they did to make you feel. That's why I always say, you have to make sure that whether you write it down or you sit in that feeling, that bad feeling, you sit in it, because you have to be like, well, I never want to feel this again. And when I do, I gotta fucking run. Because I don't want to feel like this. So take stock in that, because not everybody that's from the hood is a bad dude. You know what I'm saying? Or a bad woman or whatever. But you have to make sure that you communicate and say, well, that didn't feel good. And if the motherfucker keep doing it, then same motherfucker, different body. You have to make the conscious decision of whether or not you want to sit in that space and ask yourself, why am I doing this? Do you continue to want trauma? Just because you were brought up in trauma doesn't mean, and don't get me wrong, because I always use the mixing bowl and having a little bit of ratchet and a little bit of soda. You got to have that in the mix. You got to have that in the mix. I don't care where the fuck I move, there's always going to be a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Or for women, that's the thing. So what Diana's referring to is that sometimes when a good thing comes, we think it's wrapped up as a pendejito.
Right. You know that's where I was going.
When really it's because we're not accustomed to seeing a good man.
Yes. Right. So maybe you should change tracks for a little bit. Right?
You don't know till you
try different things. Exactly. He might be a fino. I've seen it for myself where people have careers and they have, and not to say that these are the things that are going to make the person, right? But if you're like this with a hood dude that's doing hood things, this and this and that, right? That's not working out. Hasn't worked out 5, 4, 6 dudes, right? Let's change the lens. Pick somebody else. You're beautiful inside and out. Pick somebody else. Why not? Try something else.
Not to get deeper though, but at some point you got to look at yourself and what toxicity and what traumas am I holding on to that
I need.
Allow me to be in spaces that don't feed my spirit.
Opposites attract. Some people, one person's one way, the other person's the other. I think some relationships do. Opposites attract. So you got to try something new. You keep, like you said, keep going for the thug.
And then the thing is, that some of the pendejitos have thug in them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then when you bring out that thug,
and it could be brought up in different ways. You know what I'm saying? But I see what you were saying, Rocio, and where you were.
Yeah, like at some point, it's like, okay, I'm continuing to attract or be attracted to the same type of guy. But in the attraction, in the initial weeks, in the initial whatever, it's exciting. But then I end up hurt or a breakup or it doesn't work out. What is it about me that I'm attracted to this? Or what is it that I think about my self-worth? Or what is it that I think about myself that doesn't allow me to at least explore something different that comes packaged differently? Because you're not even giving yourself an opportunity to get to know this person. But what comes packaged as a thug, you're immediately attracted to.
Right. And why not you? Why not you have the opportunity to be able to deal with somebody that can blow you off your fucking feet? And it doesn't have to be, it could be, I mean, someone that has a great career, like I was saying. And life it then becomes a little bit easier. Everything doesn't have to be a struggle. Everything doesn't have to be traumatic. Everything doesn't have to be drama. Trust me, I know so many people and grew up with so many people that unless they have that drama in their life, like when I call them, they're talking to me before I even say hi. They're telling me all their shit, all their fucking trauma, and I'm sitting there like, oh shit.
Like 20 stories.
Right.
Yeah, you're like,
exactly. My boy. So it's like, fuck, you still stuck on that damn gerbil wheel where you still on that shit. Like, we 47 years old. Like, So, like Rocio said, you got to look within yourself to see what it is. And that's what we was talking about. And we continue to talk about is that self-work, yo. Yes.
Which I'm so thankful that
you said
that you said that. Yes. Because
and are open to it.
We find a lot of men don't even understand the concept or the need to work on themselves. You get what I'm saying? Like it's almost like portrayed as a weakness or something that is not accepted by society when really everyone, to me, in my opinion, we're all broken. Like we're all broken people. No matter what your upbringing, you could have had a mom, a dad, they loved each other, blah, blah, blah. Something throughout your life, something happens. We're all broken people. So it's like two broken people who are at least working on themselves to be their best selves coming together is a really good space. You know what I'm saying? But if you refuse to work on yourself or take time to understand why you're in this mindset or thinking these things or don't allow yourself to be emotional or vulnerable in situations while the other person is constantly working, it's like, what are we doing?
Exactly.
We're just
fuck are we
going to get together and blow the fuck up. Yeah,
absolutely.
Small explosion, but
fucking nuclear one.
Yeah. You guys prefer a man to come up to you guys first and like talk to y'all first, or would you like make the first move? Or
I'd make the first move.
She's really good at that. As a friend, she's really good at helping you make the first move. I've never made the first move.
I've made the first
Even if I felt an energy, I still have never made. And then when I do, I leave in regret. Something I felt, I'm like, fuck, I felt it. I know he felt it. Like, you could just tell an exchange across the room or in the space. Yes.
And I've asked women if they've done the first move, and they said no, because I'm scared of them saying no. And I'm like, well, think about the man. They get said no to a lot.
How would you feel? Are you excited if a woman was to approach you?
Has it happened? See?
Yeah.
So a woman is automatically going to stick out when she does.
That look
like come do it.
Yeah, te quiero comer. Like I want to eat.
Like you're giving all the energy.
Yeah, but I get intimidated to go up because in my head, she's too pretty and she might not be interested, but I still give her that look.
Yeah.
And I see the look she gives back, but she won't come to me.
But how many fucking close encounters are missed?
A shit.
Wow. Yo, because I felt that too. Even remember we were on the train and I was like, yo, I feel this energy. And he feels the same. You feel it. And then he got off the train and I was like, damn! And I look and he's staring at me and I was like,
you keep looking, yeah. It's like break your neck.
yes, but in my head, you know what I think? Why I don't approach? Because I feel like a man is like, oh, she must do this all the time. She just wants to fuck. You get what I'm saying? That's what I think. Because it's like that traditional mindset in my head that's like, it's a man's role to approach.
I want to say that out of the times that I've had the one no, I had the one no saying that I wasn't his type. And then he came back and I was like, no, you're not my type. But that part. No, but I'll usually, if a girlfriend of mine, if we're at a bar, I'll say, send him a drink. If he's eating, pay for his food. Like, just stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's not going to be nothing crazy. It's going to be like $12, $15, whatever. Yeah. Send him a drink. Send him a drink. If you're that interested in the person and you're feeling this energy, send him a drink. And
that's a good one.
I mean, 4 times out of 5.
All you got to do is give her whatever she drinks.
So a guy never really gets that. Right? Or a guy, or, going up to a guy and saying, my name is whatever, here's my number, give me a call, you can, and then just walk away.
And you know what it is rejection. Like,
it's the rejection.
Oh, yeah,
it's the fear of
him being like, I'm sorry. Or him being like, or never reaching out to you.
Even in a relationship, rejection sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yo, so fear stops you from a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
When really, it's not only rejection, it's the ego. The ego stops you from what could be a close encounter or like, because for me, I'm like, what if he's married? Like you, exactly. You literally look at a guy, you feel a connection, you look at each other, and in your head, I don't know if men do this, but in my head, I'm like, he's probably married, he got 2 kids, da da da. I've already set up his whole fucking life.
Yeah. And he was crazy too.
And he could have been, divorced, going through a divorce, just like you. Or
I had one time with she's probably gonna know who I'm talking about. I'm not gonna say her name, but she was like vibing on this dude, right? And this was a few years back. I was married, been married, but so she's like, damn, I don't know what to do. So I was like, just go up to him, say hi. Like, you're gorgeous. He's vibing back, whatever. At that point, she was like, no, he's looking at you. I was like, no, you're not looking at me. He see my ring. He's looking at you. She's like, well, go over there and say something. So I think I'm the best wing woman.
You are.
So I was like, you really want me to go over there? Because some dudes, they don't give a fuck. They be like, what's up with you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, so I go over there. I go, see that seat over there next to my girlfriend? Next to you. I said, go take it. He's like, nah, you sit here. I was like, I thought
she was right.
No.
He was
I said, no. I said, I thought you was checking for my girl. He was like, yeah, but she's not woman enough to come talk to me. So I'll talk to you. And I was like, but I'm married. He was like, no, not like that. Let's just talk. And I was like, no, I'm good. So then I went back to her and told her. And she was like, damn, you were right. And I said, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because we're older. We're older.
And I don't want them vibes in.
No, but we're older. So he's like, shit, if she's not woman enough to come over here and say something for herself.
Yeah.
Like, we're not kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wing woman like, yo, go talk to my girl. I'm not saying, hey, my girlfriend said, but she told me go over there and tell me I'm sitting. That's what I did. You know what I'm saying? But
interesting.
It didn't work.
It'd be like that with dudes too. Like,
yo, the worst pickup line. Bro, what's the worst pickup line for you?
Oh,
have you ever had a pickup line? But you said nobody's ever really come.
So the funniest thing, I've never talked to a guy who tried to talk. It's never become something. Never.
So how the fuck is you don't touch nobody?
First of all, either I'm not physically attracted to them. 2, I could tell by the tone and the energy. And I've never, surprisingly, because yes, I think I'm gorgeous, but people always think that I have always get approached. Never. And you know who told me?
Start approaching my girl.
Ready? You know who told me? I was on set with Snoop Dogg, and he says to me, he goes, you know why? Because you give boss energy.
Yeah.
And I was like,
they're intimidated.
I was 23. I'm on a photo shoot. And I don't know how it came up. And I was like, I was talking to one of the assistants and I was like, yeah, this industry is crazy. I was like, but I'm not one of them girls. and he must have overheard me. And then I don't know how it came up. It was fucking 20 years ago. And he goes, yeah. He's like, I can tell. He's like, you give boss energy. And ever since then when my husband tried to talk to me, my boss told him the same thing, even though he was persistent and kept trying to talk to me. But my boss at the time, he said, she's not that kind of girl. She's not one of these girls. And till this day, I always get, you're very intimidating. And it's like, so the guys who do come up to me or have the balls to come up to me, I feel like are so corny. The lines are awful.
It's always like that.
The line is awful.
And then technology has made it worse. So now they're sliding into DMs and shit. You know what I'm saying?
So worst type, bitch, I lived in New York 20 years. Worst pickup line is you fell out of heaven. You must have, whatever. You must be an angel. You fell out of heaven. I've heard it all in New York.
I heard you must be tired because you've been running in my mind all day.
Like, seriously, you guys know me well enough. Like, I'm really going to continue conversation.
I was the worst. I was the worst at the club, especially if someone came up to me and I know I wasn't giving them the energy. I know I wasn't giving like, them.
We got
and they would come up to me.
And you're like,
I'm the worst. I would be like, what gave you the energy to come over here?
Like,
I gave you no. I'm sorry. I don't mean to diss you, but
no say no. No, it's hard.
And then they do this. They do the Homer Simpson like backward, like okay.
Yeah, so I think I've never continued a conversation because surprisingly I don't get approached a lot, and when I do get
approached,
my
girl.
Well, now, yeah.
Come correct though.
Now that I'm available.
Come correct.
I've never gotten approached by anything but corny. Because the guys
how did you know they were corny?
Oh, bitch, nah.
You were just saying you gotta try something different.
I can tell tone. I can tell energy.
You don't like corn chips?
And yes, the superficial part of me, I can tell by the type of shoes.
The sneakers.
What brand? If they're dirty. Even if a man is in a sweatsuit, if he has dirty, even how he ties his laces, that's one thing I'm particular about.
This dude knew what type of boot he had on.
The Chelsea.
Not the brand, but the boot.
The Chelsea, which by the way, it's crazy. Working at Coleman years, I saw a lot of Chelseas come by my desk.
Come on.
When he named it the Chelsea.
Like, yeah, he feels like
do women come up to you?
He said no.
Oh, right, you said no.
But I think it's because he gives BDE though. I think so. So, interesting thing before we wrap. I went to lunch with my girlfriend. Yeah, I'm so sorry, but I have to ask a man this.
Jesus, where is this going?
When she said that her friend had a skinny pussy, is that real? Like, and that she had to get like rejuvenation to get it plumped up because the skin is to the
hanging out like those.
No, it's flat on the bone. There's no lip.
Yeah, I've seen some.
Wait. What defines an ugly dodo?
Now, when they're hanging out, probably a porn. The lips.
When they hang too low, like a.
Well, not the lips. That's
like
the rooster. That's not the lips. That's the
lips.
The menorah. The menorah.
What's that?
The ones that shouldn't come out.
Not the outer.
When it comes out like a rooster neck.
The inner hangs out with the outer.
Like what is it? The rooster's neck.
The inner hangs out with the outer.
That's a lot.
It's like the porn people have that.
Some people have it porn.
Okay. I just wanted to ask that question because my girlfriend asked it. I really don't.
I don't know if y'all bring it into it. I remember the conversation. She ran into a pencil. Like,
Skinny, huh?
Skinny.
Before her. And then he was like, come here.
Size matters.
When he was like, wait, did you say come here?
Size matters, length matters, and so does girl. Sorry.
But when she said she ran into the pencil person, did you offer your services?
Oh, we were already. It was conversation. It was conversation. It was conversation.
Okay. Oh, y'all was pillows.
You was already popping it off.
Y'all were pillows.
So she was like, question.
You're not that. You're not that. So this is what happened to me.
That's why I think
To your face.
Wow. Well, the mere fact that people are like stalking him and being mad that he doesn't want to mess with them anymore. So, the comeback game, he calls it Lord Jesus.
Oh, yeah, call it comeback.
Well, this has been a very interesting conversation. It has gone everywhere, which is what we expected.
My thing is a woman should be sad.
Okay.
That's my thing.
Also, you're not a selfish lover.
No.
Okay, but listen. It's very difficult for women to orgasm off of intercourse. Do you find that as well?
That happens.
So you're saying foreplay, oral, anything you have to do to get her up. Use everything. Toys.
Fingers.
Game for toys. You bring the toys in. I'm not ashamed.
No selfish lovers here, hashtag.
Está tremendo, Ricardo. I love that. He is single, and I mean, maybe DM your picture and we'll show it to him. But other than that, we have to be a middle person, a middleman. We're gonna become fucking matchmakers.
Exactly. I'm not matchmaking shit.
And then I don't
want to deal with anyone who becomes obsessed.
You're gonna be like, send me all the pictures.
I don't want to deal with anyone who becomes obsessed and is brokenhearted and.
Okay, we don't say nothing about that. We just gonna match them. Allá ellos con lo que hacen del amor, que si están jodidos, que allá ellos. Todos somos adultos aquí. We are all adults.
We try to.
We do try.
All right, guys, that's it.
That's it. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Thank you so much for
being here. We need a part 2. I heard that we need a part 2 on code switching.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Open relationships too.
So
everyone has said we need a part 2 on open relationships. We want to thank you for your time on your day off. We want to thank you for lunch publicly.
Thank you. Now we gotta eat dessert.
Being thoughtful. And suggestion is, please don't hold all this amazing information you have to yourself. Share it with your friends.
Not gonna share. His friends are stupid.
That they need to get it together.
His friends are stupid.
They are.
Jesus, this man.
Great. On that note,
I guess you gotta learn. You gotta go through the struggle.
Yeah, I know men have been there too, but they don't.
You gotta think about it. Like you could. I mean, I was in a rut where I was drinking, smoking, and I was fucked up a little bit, and I stopped that. The whole process. You gotta work on self. That's big.
Bitch, that work on self shit, that's big.
Huge.
That's big.
Thank you for being open with us, even though you don't want to show your face. But he can't show his face because, in case some of his people that are on rotation.
95% of you probably know who this voice is.
But if you want to be part of his rotation, you have to find out who he is. We will not be privy to that.
Hell no.
I mean, he said he got a rasta.
4 or 5.
I'm chilling. You chilling? You have nobody?
What's a minute?
What? In a minute. It's a snack, like chilling. It's a month. Puffing season is coming up. You better hurry up and get you some.
Cold. You better cuddle.
He's like, I got somebody in mind. Don't worry.
4 or 5. All right, we out.
Somebody told me something about you, but I'm telling you afterwards.
Oh, shit.
Yo no digo nada. Te lo voy a decir ahorita cuando paguemos esto. Bye.
Gracias for listening to Cositas Mommy Never Told Me. We hope you loved this episode. Make sure you subscribe, follow, and share Cositas Mommy Never Told Me on all your social channels. Todas las redes sociales. And don't forget, if you want in on the real tea and see all of our reactions to the craziness, watch this episode on YouTube. ¡Qué bochinche!